It's incredible.
Okay, well, welcome to our sweet and spicy cooking hour. Sweet and spicy, sweet and spicy. It's the sweet and spicy hour. Ta-da! So we have our guest chef today, if you can see, is Marilyn Geffeney. And we asked Marilyn to join us today, Rabbi Ross and myself, because we're going to do salads. And all I heard when we decided to do salads was Marilyn Geffeney makes the best salad. And I haven't tasted that salad, but I hear it's really good. And I think she brings it to the Minion a lot.
She does.
And we decided to do salads because it's summer, it's hot, salads are cool, they're refreshing. A lot of people are now putting fruit in their salads. There's watermelon salad, watermelon salads, strawberries in their salads, figs, maybe not figs, kiwis in their salad. Lots of fruit go in salads, and it's light. And it's a nice dinner when it's hot. Or it's even a nice lunch. When I was in France, everybody was having salads and rosé for lunch. I decided that it was white wine time, not red wine. Last month we did pastas with red wine. I like to pair my lighter dishes with white. And I just want to tell you, I have found I'm very picky on wine, and this is not an expensive wine. I don't know if you can see.
What's the name of it? We can't see it.
It's Rue de Perle Vouvray. So it's a Vouvray, which is a French wine. It's a little sweeter than Chardonnay. It's not as dry as a Sauvignon Blanc. How's that? I am not a wine expert, but I do like it.
I think that could be a good nickname for you, Cantor Kate's Vouvray. It just feels
Vouvray.
I feel like
it's fun to say too.
Yeah.
All right, so I think I am. What?
I want to share something before we jump in on Cantor Kate's, who's gonna just give you such a nice setup on salads. I think salads you can have all the time, and I think we eat salads at least once a day, and we like a big, hearty, heavy salad. I'm not into the light salad. Like light salad is fine if you're eating something else that's heavy, but like you can make a big, decadent, luscious salad. It doesn't have to be light. It can be naughty. It doesn't have to be nice. Salads can be amazing. And, it's also it's just good to think about from a Jewish perspective, how we are harvesting from the earth and eating, have a little bit lightening our meat footprint. Now, you can also put meat in a salad. That can be delicious as well. But salads, I feel like they're the new black. Like salads are very in and people are trying to be creative. And
they're the new pasta.
It could be the new pasta, thank God. And not that pasta's anything wrong with pasta. They're fantastic too. And so we're going to jump in. We have 3 really different salads, and I'm so excited for Cantor Kate's to take it off.
Okay, I'm going to start. This is a salad. I don't know about you guys, but I get a lot of recipes in my inbox. And this just came one day and it looked so good. I've been making it, I'd say, once a week for the last month. And so I really was looking forward to sharing this with you. It is a roasted cauliflower and carrot salad. I have added to that, well, you'll see, I've added garbanzo beans, okay? So first you have to make the dressing. It is a Middle Eastern flavor. The salad, it has a lot of cumin in it. I added a little turmeric. I kind of make these recipes my own. So first we're going to make the dressing. So in a medium bowl, and I made it a glass one so you can see, we're going to put in tahini. I used to think to make tahini dressing, like for a falafel or something, was so hard until about 6 months ago, and I realized this is really easy to make. So you actually buy the tahina spread, and what makes the dressing is really what you're going to see, because you want to whisk in a little lemon juice, just like that. Really easy. See? And then we whisk in a little water. I'm going to do it a little at a time. And you'll see it's less of a paste. And there's more water. And then I'm going to add some garlic. So I decided to, where's my garlic? Oh, my garlic chopper is here. And one of these days, I've been looking, I'm going to get an electric one. But for right now, I am looking where you just press a button. But for right now, here's my garlic, nice and chopped. Actually, I need a little, get it out of there.
Cantor Kates, when you're doing with the tahini with the garlic, you want it really finely chopped so you don't just hit a huge nugget of garlic, which I think can be kind of unpleasant when it's raw like that. So,
well, I'm so glad you said that, but I'm rushing through. So I was thinking the same thing as this might not be, you might hit a nice piece of garlic. But anyway, so now here is just more of a liquidy tahina. This is what really makes it. You are going to whisk as you just gently pour in the oil a little bit at a time, and this is what's going to really make it tahina sauce.
is that extra virgin olive oil?
Of course. What else is there? Though, you know what? I think it was from you, Rabbi Ross, or somebody. I bought avocado oil.
Boom.
For the first time.
Yep. I'm going to use a neutral oil for my dressing because it's Asian dressing. I don't need olive oil.
Right.
It's more expensive and the flavor's olivey, actually.
Right.
Perfect.
Okay. So let me just say, because this is also a salad dressing and not like a dip, it is a little thinner. Okay. So then the next thing I did first is I roasted the cauliflower and carrots earlier.
Cantor Kates, is there salt and pepper in that dressing?
Oh, thank you. I always forget something.
I got you, Cantor.
Yes, you do. A little salt. You know, you can't. I'm rushing. I'm sorry. I'm trying to rush. A little salt, a little pepper. Yummy, yum. We'll whisk that a little.
So good. I used to go to this Alexandrian Egyptian place in Bay Ridge when I lived in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, called Bahari. And they did this whole grilled fish. They dredged it in oats and then they charred it and then they immersed it in a hotel pan with a kind of sumac, lemony, cumin flavored broth. And then they put it on your plate and give you tahini just like that. And I never understood how to make it. It took me a really long time. So it's so cool that you're sharing it today. It's such an easy.
Yeah, and it's not hard. And I've been making it a lot. And it happens to be a really good dressing. So being that this is a Mediterranean dish, also on the chickpeas and on the cauliflower is cumin. So you mentioned cumin. There's a lot of cumin and a little paprika on here. On the chickpeas, I just decided myself, I added a little turmeric. So right now, this recipe originally just calls for just the roasted vegetables and Italian parsley. I'm not a parsley fan. Never, not even at Seder. I love arugula, so I decided when I first made it to substitute arugula. So here's arugula. I'm just kind of breaking it in. And I'm going to add, can you see the chickpeas? I'm going to tell you one other thing. I roasted the red onion. It says raw red onion. I'm not a fan of that, but I did save some for the top. But I roasted it, and we're going to add that right now. I just need a spoon. Here we go. So I'm adding my chickpeas for protein and onions. Oh my God, this looks so good. And it smells so good.
You know what,
so
Cantor?
We just roasted that. What?
That excess tahini that's fun, just out of the jar, thinking about it, if you get coconut ice cream or coconut sorbet, you can drizzle some tahini on it and it's fantastic.
Okay, so this is so far the chickpea, onion, and arugula. I am going to pour a little bit of that on there. And I'm going to actually, give me a sec. I'm going to take my tongs. I never know how to, oh, there we go. And just with your tongs, we're going to just mix it. It's going to go right here on that plate. I'm going to show you a little bit more later. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, that smells delish. With the cauliflower and carrots. So they're going to also just go in the bowl. And I'm going to just plate it a little bit later, but I'm going to finish just by just showing you right now just this little bit of arugula with garbanzo beans. So good. You could add a slice of salmon on top of just that, and it would be delicious. Or you could add a grilled chicken or something like that. I'm going to finish off my cauliflower and carrots with my tahina dressing, and then at the end, I'm going to show you the finished plate. So I'm going to hand it over to Marilyn now.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Okay. I normally go shopping at the Larchmont Farmers Market. So I buy all different kinds of lettuce, and it's fresh butter lettuce. And then I, clean it up and spin it dry as it will be. And so I use butter lettuce. This is a mixed color lettuce, the dark and the green and the dark colors and all that. And then I also have romaine. Whoops, I wrote anyway, I have that. I have tomatoes. I bought different tomatoes. Those are all organic, and these are too, but these are cherry tomatoes. I bought 2 different kinds of avocado, only because I don't know if you guys know the difference between it. This is a Haas, and I think that's what it's called. It's the really prickly one. And this is I forget the name, but it's soft and it's much creamier. But I used some today for breakfast. So this is what it looks like, and it peels back. It should be soft, and you can leave it in the fridge. I also will make my dressing. Basically, you see that big one up here? Let me show you. Oh, maybe I can't reach it.
Don't risk it. Don't risk it.
I did it. Okay.
Yeah, that was stressful.
Normally, I would use maybe not the family, but when I go to Leo Beck, I use the really big one. But you can't see what I'm doing. So I'm making one that's really not big enough for my salad, but I think I'll get the one that I spin in, and you can see it's bigger than this.
Hey, Marilyn, will you
Yes.
just tell us, you're showing us the vegetables, and I love seeing how you think about vegetables. Just like the overall, what's your game plan? Like, I
beg your pardon. I started making my dressing. What I use is Weber's roasted garlic and herb. I could tell you, you can use it on anything. It's great. So I pour some in the bottom, and then I take my pepper and I grind it up really, really well, a lot. I like it. There's enough salt for me without having to add salt to this Weber's garlic and herb. And it definitely has salt in it, but not a whole lot. And it has no calories. Oops. Well, good. I'm glad I didn't have anything else. What I do then is I use red wine vinegar. I've used other things too, but I really like this. It's tart and it's really tasty. So I just add a about that much, okay? And then, of course, I left my,
Who's your salad inspiration? Who do you think of when you think of,
my mom made salad all the time.
Mhm.
My dad hated, he liked fresh vegetables, and I use Grey Poupon. My mom was a great cook. My sister's a great cook. We come from a large family, so, but this is mine. My recipe. And so I just take a spoonful of this. You can use any kind. I like this mustard because it's tangy, and it's Grey Poupon. Maybe a Dijon mustard. And,
Yes.
and I mix it up. And then I use organic extra virgin olive oil. So I'll show you about the measurements that I use. I don't have, I don't measure it, but if it's too tart, I like it, a salad a little bit tardy, listen to me.
Later.
Okay, believe it or not, I teach language. Okay, here we go. And then I'm very, very easy about it. I just shake the heck out of it. So it kind of looks like this.
Yeah.
And I make more, I just put it in the fridge and I have it, I let it sit out. And so that you don't have, it's great, fresh, but it tastes just as well. You put it in the fridge and you're fine. So
And
that,
Marilyn, will you send us your recipe? Because we didn't get it quite yet. So
oh, I didn't know you wanted me to write it out.
that's okay.
It's easy. I mean, I've shown you, but yes, you're right, I will. I made it up. I don't have a recipe, but what I do is whatever is fresh at the farmer's market or in your markets, and I will sometimes add strawberries, which I have, or blueberries. Depends on if we're eating outside, if it's a picnic, if we go to the Hollywood Bowl. It makes a big difference. I mean, you can just make it work for a barbecue. I use this one. He suggested I use pecorino or Roman. I like blue. If I like a stronger cheese, sometimes I use blue cheese. It depends on the crowd and what you're eating, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
I often associate you, Marilyn, with the radishes, with the rainbow radishes. I feel like is your
Oh, I've got this one. Thank you for reminding me. Oh my God, of course I have it, because it was at the farmer's market yesterday and I bought it. I said my favorite. It doesn't have a strong flavor.
very utilized. I would say, Marilyn, you are my pathway drug into radishes, because I haven't really worked with them before, but I think they're so great in a salad.
This is what they look like.
Oh, lovely.
They're beautiful. And when you cut them up, which I do, I just make them like this. I'll show you. Well, I'm not showing you, am I? Let's get this out of the way.
Now you have to kind of turn it down. Yeah, there you go.
And so you can see the color. I'm not Julia Childs yet, because I don't, this is the first time I've actually done it with Zoom. But
It's all right. You're doing great. You're doing great.
I cut it up and then I make it smaller because it's tough. It's not exactly
It's like
soft.
a knife for those. They're so tough. They're like rocks, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. But you've got, okay, the one thing my dad taught us, and my sister's online there, get good knives. The heck with everything else, but get good knives. So basically what I start with is I put my lettuce in. I like bib lettuce, I have to tell you. I'm into just tearing the lettuce. I'm not into cutting the lettuce And so I have different colors,
Why
everything.
lettuce tearer instead of a lettuce cutter?
What? No, I think it's more natural when you tear it, and cutting it, I think sometimes is not good. But that's just my thoughts. I guess it's faster if you cut it, but anyway.
It's so interesting, Marilyn, that your parents like fresh vegetables and all of that, because my mother had iceberg lettuce and cucumbers was her salad. You know, that was it.
Yeah. Well, I do this part. I don't know. And my sister's a great cook too. So this is funny looking, but it's really tasty. This is that, you know, it's looks like it might be a cross between butter lettuce and romaine, but it has its own personality. So it makes it very pretty. Your salad looks very nice, and I'm into taste and look. I could cut some more of this to make it look better. Okay, I also have, as you notice, a rather large dog. I'll let you see him. I'm not feeding him. He's hysterical. If anything smells good, he's in the kitchen. Oh, I may have to put him outside. He's a character. Okay. So then I also put in, I'll put in more lettuce here. Tell me if I need to speed it up a bit or whatever I need to do.
No, you have time.
Okay. Yeah. So then I tear this.
I really like butter lettuce. What do you like, Rabbi Ross?
You know, I'm a slicer with the lettuce. We're having 3 heads of romaine every night. So the idea of like hand ripping lettuce just seems like, I don't know. I think it's beautiful.
That would take forever.
Marilyn, you are always welcome to hand rip lettuce in my house if you ever want to come over. But efficiency's sake, a lot of what I'm doing is I'm cooking for speed and volume. But that's why, Marilyn, that's why we had you on the show, because we wanted an artist on the show to complement the artistry of Cantor Kate's and my just like plowing through a salad.
No, I love these cucumbers.
Oh, me too.
I do not, I mean, I can use the other kind, but I much prefer these because my salads are always kind of pretty besides being delicious. In a minute, I'm going to show you my talking dog.
So Marilyn, have you ever used edible flowers in a salad?
Yes, I do. I didn't see any, or I did, but I didn't grab them at the farmer's market yesterday. Yes, though, and I do that, and I forget the names that were on there, but I do. And sometimes I wash up pansies that are kind of pretty, but you'll see that I'll be using a lot of different colors. So, and different, you'll see.
See, Mary, the way that you're cutting that, please to God, be careful. But I'll tell you that when I lived in Bolivia, in Cochabamba, the women in the market, that's how they would cut everything. They would cut everything with their own hand. And I just was like, you know, of course, these were what they would call like Pachamamas. These were women of the earth who had probably, you know, been doing this for years and years. But that style of cooking, I feel like really makes me nervous, but you're exceptional at it.
Oh, no, and I don't really normally do this. I'm kind of in a hurry, but I can do it. See, look here. I mean, you know, really, to be honest with you, it's neater and tidier looking when it's, you know, more, but if you do it in your hand, it's a little more natural.
Marilyn, why do you chop up the pieces small like that?
Well, because why? I think it's tastier. You get a lot more flavors on your fork. Okay, I'm going to show you my buddy. You want to say hi to everybody? Yes, you're such a good boy. Okay, now we got the picture. That's my talking dog, and I wish I could put him outside, but right now.
Plant behind you on your left shoulder?
What?
Basil plant right there over your left shoulder?
Yeah, it's these.
Yeah.
Are basil. I think they're basil.
Oh my God. They're taking over your house. It's like another room.
Let me tell you, I have what do you call them? Hey, you know what? Go outside. Anyway, I hid it. What did I do with this food? Okay, here, a little treat.
Okay, we have just a few more minutes, Marilyn.
Okay, I'll be out. Anyway, what was I just saying? Okay, I put in avocado, and my sister's allergic to avocado, so I'm very sensitive to people who are, and you can see, look at how easy this is to peel. Easy, but I often will put it, if I have company, I will ask, is there anything that you're allergic to? And if they say avocado, I just put it on the side and people put it in themselves. So I think it's important to be sensitive to other people's needs. Then I put in, it depends on what's in season, to be frank with you.
Be frank with us, Marilyn. Be Robert with us, whoever you want to
Well,
be.
whatever is in season is what you eat. And the farmers were there, and I bought some organic, big, whatever those are called, up here. Can you see this? Oh, I guess I better show you. Now, I use these for salad, sandwiches, and I'm not doing well. Okay, there we go. Look at this, gorgeous tomato.
Beautiful.
Beautiful tomato.
I mean, we're lucky. We're lucky. I went to the Wednesday one, and there's two different ones on Larchmont where the farmers come in. And so it's really nice to have an opportunity. The tomato people come a couple times, but I have all kinds of different wonderful flavors.
So Marilyn, we want to, as Cantor Kate so diligently held off on showing the final product, do you mind holding off and we'll all do a final display together at the end? Does that work for you?
Not at all, because I can put this on right now. And I mean, but it'll, let me keep working and I'll show you at the end. It's
Yes,
no deal.
absolutely.
Just put the dressing on.
Okay.
Keep working on it, and we'll head to Rabbi Roth's.
Yeah. And I also can put in croutons. I mean, it's whatever you want to have in the salad.
Love it. Thank you so much. I really, I wanted to say that, Marilyn, your salads are an inspiration. I really lobbied to have you join us because every Minion, there's many delightful things that people bring to Minion.
Oh, yeah.
Many things, many delightful things, but I always start with your salad. And you know what? I feel like I have to be careful because I want other people to have the same joy I have with your salad. And so, but when I get those little morsels of radishes that are the rainbow radishes, it just makes me happy after Minion. So I'm so glad you're with us today. And I love that you talked about and that you put your pieces into smaller bites. This is a tension in our house. When my parents were just here for a couple of weeks, my mom likes a really large leaf. Like she doesn't really cut it up. She just puts like a whole leaf in. And I find that when you try to get it in your mouth, then all of a sudden you have dressing on your face. And so
Yeah.
I'm really with you, Marilyn. I think smaller pieces and you get more flavors and textures. And I'm always trying to find new ways to encounter delicious salads. So I was so excited. I hadn't seen the one that Cantor Kate's brought forward. It's such a fun one. It's fun to work with tahini. It's an intense flavor, so it's hard to do that often, but I love it. And it's great to see just your approach and how you bring it together. And I feel a little envious. I would like to be more of a farmer's market goer myself. So when I was thinking about what to bring forward, I thought, oh, I could do a Chinese chicken salad.
Oh,
No, that is very controversial because people here in California feel very strongly about Chinese chicken salad and they have their places they love. And I think some of them are good. And honestly, I think some of them are not very good. I have found the lettuce to be dry, the chicken to be stringy, and like just not impressed with the whole operation. So I'm ready. If people want to take on my version of the Chinese chicken salad, I'm not even going to use chicken, which I think is a smart move. There's so many delightful things to put in. But I'm going to start with the dressing. This is a dressing I have used a couple of different times. I just made it up this morning. So I actually did it last night as a trial run. So I hope that it will work again today. And I think, as Marilyn was showing us how she does her dressing, and my mom, Marilyn, has been my inspiration with dressings, making dressings is the key to having great salads. I'm a big fan of really going strong on the dressings with big, bold flavors. And with a good dressing, just like what Marilyn said, you can really put anything in a salad and the dressing will really propel it forward. So this is inspired by a Chinese chicken salad, but probably everybody has their own recipe. And maybe if people want to share in a little bit what they do when they make their version of this at home. So I'm just going to go through the recipe. I did not pre-make it. I start with some seasoned rice vinegar. This is a rice vinegar that you might, if you're ever making sushi at home, when you make sushi, you put on rice vinegar that usually has a little sugar and a little salt in it already. And that's when you get sushi rice, it's seasoned. It's not just straight rice. They put this vinegar on it, which gives it a little tang and sweetness. So that's pre-made here. And so I'm just going to use 1 tablespoon of this seasoned rice vinegar. This is made by Marukan. And you can get this at Murokai or Mitsuwa, or I bet you Ralph even carries this. It's pretty mainstream now. And then I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. I hope everybody has sesame oil in their home. It's so fantastic. This is a new brand that I just bumped into. It's from one of those kind of Korean supermarkets. It's a Korean brand, and it's a little smokier. I don't know if they.
Oh, interesting. I love sesame oil. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so good. It's so rich and nourishing. It's great on brown rice. It's a good, if your hair is dry, you can put a little bit in your hair, anything really. So I'm just going to do 1 tablespoon of the sesame oil, and I'm adding that here. And then I always do the oil before I add honey, because the oil will kind of make your spoon a little bit more slick. And
Very good.
Yeah, I'm often adding honey to my salad dressings. Sometimes I use maple syrup, not a lot. This is a tablespoon's worth, but I think that the sweet and tangy is really great. I mean, it's like a honey mustard or something like that. It's just nice to have a little bit of sweetness in there. And there's just a tablespoon of the honey, and don't be shy with your honey. Of course, if you don't have honey, there's other sugars you can use. And then actually I do 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and I just have a light Kikkoman soy sauce. It just has a little bit less sodium, and you don't have to add any other salt to this dressing because you're using soy sauce, which already has a lot of salt in it. And then this is like the perfect bridge from Maryland's. I'm going to do Dijon mustard, and I'm just going to do 2 teaspoons, which is 2/3 of a tablespoon of Dijon. And I love Dijon, and there is a spicy mustard in Chinese cooking, and Reuben is here to help out. Perfect timing. We're gonna do.
Reuben, are you the sous chef? He's the sous chef.
He's my inspiration.
Are you the taster, Reuben?
More really. Sous chef, yeah. So then we're gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of this fried chili oil. We've had this a couple times on Sweet and Spicy. They have a garlic chili oil that they now sell at Trader Joe's. This is the Lao Ganma brand, which is my best friend who is Chinese gave me this. But it's available in a lot of places. I recently picked up this other kind of, this is a vegetarian Vietnamese chili, hot chilies. You could also use this, but it just gives it some spice. To mix. The mustard gives it a little more viscosity and mouthfeel, and then the oil is what helps with the mustard to help bind it together. We're making a Chinese chicken salad without chicken. It doesn't make any sense at all. I think that's, but yeah, it does. It's what's crazy. Okay, so you can hold this, and then can you dump this in here? Perfect. And then can you do a little zesting?
Sure.
Then I like having citrus in almost everything that I do. So we're gonna zest this lime right in here. You gotta do the other side. Yeah. And rotate. And the lime is gonna be nice because it's also gonna be kind of a citrus bridge to the orange that we're gonna have in the salad. I'm using the Caracara oranges. They are often really fantastic.
Is that the mandarin oranges?
No, they're like bigger, regular size oranges. Will you go grab one of the car oranges, Ruben, so we can show them?
Sure.
So I'm just gonna zest a lime. If you want, you can also put lemon or anything like that. But I think zest, nobody's ever like, oh, too much zest. Zest and salt seem to be kind of two of the keys to making great food. It's a lot of what the chefs use. And it just brings a lot of brightness and flavor. Oh, thank you. So you can show it to them. Yeah, it just looks like a regular orange, but it's a little bit more, it's a little pinker.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And it's delicious. So we're gonna roll out the lime to soften it up a little bit. And then Reuven, very carefully, is gonna squeeze this in here. Go ahead, you can squeeze it in there. And then I have, I'm just gonna add 1 teaspoon of minced ginger. You could put in garlic if you want. I'm choosing not to. But I think the minced, oh sure. The minced ginger will give it a little bit more bite and spice and heat. You can also just leave that out. That can just be optional. And I'm just squeezing in the lime juice. And I think I got all my ingredients. Any questions about the soy sauce? About the dressing rather? Anything else that you put in your dressing when you make Chinese chicken salad?
I don't think so. Not that I can recall.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna do what Marilyn did. I really like using containers for my dressing. I often will try to do it in bulk so I don't have to make it every day. This is, if you haven't had Talenti ice cream, I hope to Hashem that you have, because it's a very creamy gelato and it's excellent. It's probably the best thing coming out of Texas right now. It's from Texas. And also the container is fantastic. So it's like an excuse to get ice cream, is that it helps you have a really nice container for all the salads you're gonna eat. So it kind of comes full circle. So just take this, and then you'll see that with the mustard and with the oil, oh, that's the other thing I was gonna add. So it's pretty thin right now. So what I like to do is just add a little more oil, because the only oil that's in it is that 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. So this just adds 1 second tablespoon, which is, it's not really a lot for a huge big salad. I have 2 tablespoons of oil, a lot less than when you buy it at the store. And I would say just a homemade salad dressing can just be, as Marilyn had, oil, vinegar, salt, pepper, add a little mustard, add a little something sweet like honey. Look at your herbs, put in a little thyme, put in whatever you want, but just that fresh salad dressing, it's so delicious and so fantastic. Okay, we're gonna let these flavors come together. And I'm just gonna walk you through the ingredients that I have. Much like Marilyn, I think what is really fun in a salad is when you are getting different flavors and textures. I like it when they're not too many different sizes. So I have things that are pre-cut here. I have a big bowl rather of just romaine lettuce. And then I am going to add all these other items. I have some cabbage, some fresh cabbage. You can do red cabbage. And I have this, is it chiffonade, how do you say it, Liz? Chiffonade, really fine, because you don't want big chunky pieces because it can be bitter. So I'm just gonna put that over here. And then I roasted some cabbage last night. I happen to love cabbage in the oven, 400 degrees for about an hour, sliced just into, how would you describe it?
The cabbage?
Yeah.
Wedges.
Not wedges, kind of like just straight down.
Slices.
Oh,
Really. So I got some
like cabbage steaks.
cabbage steaks. Yes, they're so good. They get melty and soft and delicious.
I love cabbage.
Salt and pepper, so good. And then with the raw and the cooked, I have a couple other raw things. I have some red peppers here. I have some yellow peppers. Just like Marilyn, I have those Persian cucumbers. Now I'm not anti-English, just they do have fine cucumbers for many different things, but they're kind of waxy and sad. And honestly, I guess they are a little bit pathetic. And we live in Los Angeles, so you should be buying Persian and support the Persian community. These are Persian cucumbers, and I think they just have a much better flavor and bite to them. I'm putting in some fresh little cherry tomatoes that we got last night. And then some car oranges over here. And you'll see, I can show you if this doesn't all fall out, is like, it's just already gorgeous. It's just gonna be fun. It's a party in a bowl. It's like got some weight, it's got some substance, it's gonna be toothsome. And to just give you more of that kind of meaty flavor, I have a couple other additions. One is I have some roast chickpeas. Anytime I'm cooking any vegetables in the oven, I'll decant a couple cans of chickpeas, wash them off, shake them out a little bit, coat them in a little bit of olive oil with salt and pepper or seasoned salt, and then roast them for 15, 20 minutes. And it pulls out the water, and they get a kind of chewy and crunchy and really toothsome. So they're great in a salad. So I'm gonna put those in. And then the other little last thing that I'm gonna put in before the proteins, which the, of course, the beans are also a protein, is some onions. And I don't love raw onions in my salad, but what I did is I just very thinly sliced these onions, and then I put them in some of this seasoned rice vinegar. And again, you can just put very thinly sliced onions into vinegar with a little
So
sugar.
it's like pickled onions.
Like a little fast pickle. So these are really nice, as Charlene knows, if I make gravlax, they give a little crunch, they give a really nice feel. They have that onion flavor, but you wanna try it? Yeah. I also put some lemon zest in there because I was just standing there not doing anything. Reuben likes a raw onion, and not that many kids are eating raw onions, but when it's pickled, it's delicious.
I like raw onion.
He does,
I like this purple onion and peanut butter sandwich. Won't that's how it's a really weird story.
That's true, he does. When he was a kid, he started eating purple onions with peanut butter on toast.
It's my nan. I used to live in New York, and I had a nanny. She ordered me a peanut butter and honey sandwich at a deli, but they heard peanut butter and purple onion. I don't know how. And then when I tried it, she said, and she noticed, she said, "Oh, do you want me to take it back?" And I said, "No, I actually kind of like it."
And that's the birth of Reuben's peanut butter and purple onion story. So the last thing I'm gonna share, thanks Reuben. The last thing I'm gonna share is I put in some fresh cilantro, and I think that offers a very nice herbaceous note when you're in there. And I was grilling last night, and I have some leftover grilled tofu and some marinated shiitake mushroom caps that I also grilled, and just a very tiny amount of kind of like a Korean kalbi, which is the short rib, which Trader Joe's does sell pre-marinated, which is what I used. And I think it's very tasty. And you know what? I don't always have time to marinate my short ribs. So I'm just gonna slice up this tofu in honor of Cantor Kate's.
I love that. And I used to love the kogi. I call it kogi.
No, that's
Kogi.
different. That's a different beef. That's the Korean, that's the Japanese beef.
Oh.
I don't really eat that. It's like too fatty. That's very intense. It's like, it's too much happening there. Those cows don't move around enough. I think it's not healthy. So, yes. So I'm gonna just show you, this is what it will look like before I mix it all together. And so you can see we have the cabbage, cooked cabbage raw, cara. We have the tofu and shiitake, red, yellow peppers, and cucumbers. And I will toss it, and then when we'll go to everybody else and we come back and I'll plate it, and then we'll just top it with a little more cilantro and some cashews. Of course, traditionally you might put peanuts in there, but I think we had peanuts last night in our salad, so a little variety. Variety is,
I love cashews.
I know, they're so good. Good. All right, so Cantor Kates, let's go to you.
So I'm ready here. Maybe I should come around. Here I am. So here is my carrot and cauliflower roasted with cumin. I did add some raw purple onion, even though I'll probably take it out because I don't like raw onion. I like cooked onion a lot. But isn't that beautiful? And it has all the colors, just like we've all been talking about, and a lot of different flavors. And it's really delish. And I hope that you guys will try it. It's just a wonderful meal. That's all you need. So enjoy. You could add, like I said, if you want to add tofu or salmon or something else on top, that goes perfectly also with it.
But
All
you
right,
have-
Marilyn, are you ready? What?
You don't even need that with your dish because also
No.
the tahini is it has a kind of an umami flavor. It's very tasty. It's very tasty.
I think you're right. And it's a protein, it's a seed, and then you've got the garbanzo beans too. So you probably have it up there. All right, Marilyn, you're next.
Yeah, I added some, when I ran upstairs to put on my apron, my wonderful dog ate that gorgeous tomato. Nobody yelled at him. I mean, I was ready to kill him. It was a gorgeous tomato. So what I did here to get a little more color, and also I normally put in green onions, the ones that in that. And also I had red and yellow. Well, red was in season now. What do you call them?
Peppers.
Peppers, thank you. Not
peppers.
spicy ones, the ones that are just pretty.
Right.
So this just because everywhere you go, there's all kinds of good things in. And because I had this wonderful, can you see it from the farmer's market? Whoops. Wait, let's see if I can see the raspberries and blueberries. And so I popped a bunch of those in. I should have remembered my my apron before I ran upstairs, and then let him, if you cannot leave this dog anywhere near food. I've never had a dog like this one. And he's so sweet. He acts like you're worried about me. Anyway, it's fun. I'm glad I'm
so glad you made that for us.
Oh no, it's fun. Wait, I don't know how to get in the picture.
I just wish I could taste it. Everyone talks about that salad.
You know what?
Yeah.
I make it as it comes, so it's never the same in a way. But I also will often bring a fruit platter, which I'm also well known for. I always have pineapple. I have mango. Mango.
Oh, you're also well known for those chocolate brownie.
Oh, the chocolate dreamy bars, which I will give to anybody. Yes. As you know, that was the gift I got from.
Thank you. And look at what Rabbi Ross. Oh, we should all be holding. Look at us.
Hey, this is it. I think it's pretty much what you saw before, but just mixed together. I put a little extra, some cashews and a little extra cilantro. And what's amazing is that my kids are already outside eating, and I'm going to bring this out, and Liz and I are going to eat. And I just want to say, first of all, Marilyn, thank you so much. You're our final guest on Sweet and Spicy. And Cantor Kate's, like, who else is someone who just like loves food and recipes and cooking and experimenting and has a soaring voice and a deep soul and just like a love of humans and food. And so fun partnering with you on this. And thank you, everyone.
It's been great.
I want
so
to
you guys, this is the last one because this really was part of, being in a pandemic that we decided to just like come into your home with food. Right, Rabbi Ross?
That's right.
And so
I was going to show you something that's kind of fun. These are salad stirs or whatever. And we went, a group of us went to Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, St. Petersburg. But we went to this little town that my grandparents lived in, Kovia Gaberna. I mean, you had to tell them ahead of time, it's something else. And they had, the family made these.
Wow.
I brought them back from Lithuania.
Amazing.
Isn't that amazing? It was so, we had so much fun. So I try to use them as often as I can. And you can see they're very different than anything you'd ever see here. Very very smooth, but different colors within the wood. I don't know if you can tell, but anyway, I've loved it. I was petrified to come on.
Well, you were fantastic. You were fantastic. Thank you so much, Marilyn. And thank you all of you for joining. Great to be with
you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you, my sister.
Keep cooking. Keep cooking.
Well, hopefully they'll enjoy the salad tonight. And this guy, I'm ready to look at how sweet he looks.
Oh, sure. He already had his tomato.
Oh, oh my God, did you see how big it was? It was bigger than the one I have.